What if I told you that every dollar that you've ever saved is being used against you? It's true. Banks aren't just holding your money. They're using it to create more money for themselves while you get scraps. And here's the kicker. It's 100% legal and supported. But there's a way out, and it starts with Bitcoin. Let me explain. Let's begin with fractional reserve banking, a fundamental pillar of our current financial system, yet also its most vulnerable point. You probably think that when you deposit money into your bank account that it just sits there, right? Safe, secure, ready for you whenever you need it. But that's not how it works. Banks only keep a fraction of your money in reserve, sometimes as low as 10%. So when you deposit $1,000, they keep $100 and then lend out $900. But it gets even worse than that. Through something called the money multiplier effect, banks can actually lend out up to 10 times what you initially deposit. So that $1,000 that you put in, they turn it into up to $10,000 worth of loans. It's like magic, but not the good kind. It's like giving someone $1 and then watching them create 9 more out of thin air. And guess who pays for it when things go wrong? You do. They're essentially just creating money out of thin air. It's just numbers in a ledger after all. A credit, not real cash that you can hold. This is not exactly the recipe for a high-integrity financial system. This system actually inflates the money supply without adding any real value, which is like building the most important house in our economy on a foundation of sand. Remember 2008? The banks were handing out mortgages to people who obviously couldn't afford them. They bundled all these bad loans together, sold them as safe investments, and then when homeowners defaulted, the entire financial system collapsed. The result? A global financial crisis that wiped out trillions, led to mass unemployment, and shattered lives around the world. And guess who bailed them out? We did. Taxpayer money saved the very system that put us at risk. So what's the root of the problem? It comes down to 5 major fundamental flaws. One is excessive risk. The banks are lending out far more than they hold, which creates an enormous systemic risk. They're incentivized to lend excessively because more loans mean more profits. 2 is a lack of transparency. Complex financial instruments hide the true risks of our system. The average person, and often even the experts, cannot see what's really going on behind the curtain. The third is centralized power, because a few large institutions hold immense power over our economy. There are decisions made by a handful of people that can have global repercussions. The fourth problem is inflation. As banks create more money, the value of each dollar decreases, so your hard-earned savings lose purchasing power over time, year after year. And the fifth is moral hazard. Banks take on excessive risks because they expect to be bailed out if things go wrong. Meanwhile, ordinary people like us bear the consequences. So what's the alternative? How do you protect your money from this broken system? That's where Bitcoin comes in. This is why Bitcoin is different. It's a decentralized digital currency that operates on a technology called blockchain. Unlike traditional currencies, no single entity controls Bitcoin. It's governed by mathematics and code, not by banks and governments. Unlike dollars, Bitcoins can't be devalued. Instead of trusting banks to protect your money, Bitcoin actually allows you to be your own bank. You have complete control, and nobody can freeze, seize, or inflate your wealth away from you. But potentially even more powerful than just owning your own Bitcoin, there's another layer to this solution, which is Bitcoin mining. When you mine Bitcoin, you don't just own it, you actually help create it. I personally started mining Bitcoin in 2015, and trust me, it wasn't smooth when I first got in. I made mistakes, lost money, dealt with bad partners, but I learned from all of that. And it's why I founded my company, Abundant Minds, so that I could help people like you to mine Bitcoin the right way. No tech headaches, no confusion, just mining made simple. You see, with traditional banks, you're at the mercy of their risk-taking, their rules, and their mistakes. But with Bitcoin mining, you are the system. You participate directly in the creation of this hard money. Instead of hoping that your savings keep pace with inflation, you're building wealth with every new block that gets mined. It's decentralized, transparent, and completely secure. At my company, Abundant Minds, we're on a mission to democratize Bitcoin mining. We use sustainable energy sources to power our Bitcoin mining, creating a greener future. By leveraging renewable energy, we can mine Bitcoin at a hefty discount to market price, providing you with more value for your investment. And here's how Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining address the flaws in the current system. You have actual financial sovereignty, because with Bitcoin, you control your money. There's no banks and no intermediaries intermediaries. So when you mine Bitcoin, you're actually participating directly in the network. It's also completely transparent, so every Bitcoin transaction is recorded on a public ledger, and as you mine, you're actually contributing to the security and transparency of that system. There's also a limited supply. Only 21 million Bitcoins will ever exist. There's no more printing money, no more inflation that's eroding your savings. It's also about security, because Bitcoin mining is actually securing the network through proof of work. This requires real energy and effort, making the system very robust. And finally, it's about decentralization. Mining is spread across the globe, and at Abundant Minds, we focus on decentralizing mining by empowering individuals to participate directly in the network. Imagine transforming raw energy into Bitcoin, the soundest money in the world. It's not just about creating wealth. It's about being part of a profound evolution for human freedom and prosperity. So, are you ready to take control of your financial future? If you're tired of being a pawn in the traditional banking system, it's time to be a part of the financial revolution that's reshaping the world and make your move. At Abundant Minds, we do all the heavy lifting for you. Setup, maintenance, and support so that you can just focus on the upside. Be a part of something bigger. Protect your wealth. Take control. If you're interested, click below to learn how you can start mining Bitcoin today. A year from now, you'll either be looking back proud that you took action or wishing that you had. The banking system isn't changing, but you can. Take control of your wealth, mine and hold Bitcoin, and be the bank yourself.